Myles Skelly was absolutely unstoppable against Tottenham Hotspur. So much courage in his performance. We'll be analysing the good things he did and why I feel like his future is most certainly in midfield. So without further ado, let's get into it. Statistically, Myles was very good with 46 touches, 30 out of 32 completed passes, one possession 6 times, won most of his duels too, 4 tackles, a really complete performance in terms of his stats from Myles. One thing Myles Skelly certainly has is ball carrying, and against Spurs this was on show. This was his chance created for Sterling 2 minutes in. He showed brilliant anticipation and interception skills to win the ball back. Then the confidence, the strength to drive with the ball inside the pitch, an area of the pitch where he's very comfortable. And look, he's bouncing off top centre halves and strong centre halves like Dragusin. Then of course my favourite part of this is the execution of the pass right into the path of Raheem Sterling. He doesn't need to break stride on his weaker foot as well to play that pass. It is an absolute joke. Myles Skelly is just so fearless. He does not care who he's playing against, whether it was in the academy, whether it is now. He just takes that ball and runs. And this is why I think he's going to be so good when he's integrated into the midfield, because he's just so used to carrying the ball in these areas. Even when we see him at left back, his first instinct is to receive and drive the ball inside the pitch. And against those low blocks, against stubborn defences, where you need a bit of magic, Myles Skelly has that ball carrying ability and strength and execution of the pass to really excel in the senior game. As a midfielder, you need to be dominant and so secure in all zones of the pitch. Here, Myles Skelly, comfortable receiving and driving inside the pitch, like I've said, sees Odegaard and plays that ball into him. Again, the confidence to just be in that middle part of the pitch, knowing the threat of the attackers Spurs have, is really good. Again, here is a different zone of the pitch, this time as a touchline player. Myles Skelly was so comfortable in these scenarios. He'd drive with the ball, then pick the moment to play a pass into the feet of Leandro Trossard. And then of course in the final third too, he's so comfortable. He was making runs beyond the attackers. He was, comfortable putting balls into the box as well. So here we have 3 examples of Myles Skelly able to be dominant in different areas of the pitch, because obviously under Arteta you need to have that ability to be dominant in all of the zones. And I think the sort of playing in inverted left back gives Myles Skelly the opportunity to be in many zones of the pitch. And that's probably why Arteta is persisting with it, because he'll be defending 1v1, which you'll have to do in midfield. You'll have to be sort of running backwards. You've got to show energy to sort of get back when other midfielders are driving with the ball. We all saw today Thomas Partey was nowhere near on it when Spurs were running and driving with the ball. Also, left back, it invites you to make runs, underlaps, overlaps over the attackers we have in the final third as well. So I feel like this left back stint will do a world of good to Myles Skelly, because he's already showing that he can be dominant and confident in the zones of the pitch that you'd want from a midfielder. Attitude is everything in football. You can have the best ability, but if you haven't got the attitude, then you will not make it. And this sequence from Myles Skelly was absolutely incredible. Wins the ball back off Sarr, but look at his mentality. He just doesn't admire his tackle. He gets forward. He wants to influence the attack. He wants to find players in and around him, and he drives with the ball. That beautiful drive with the ball that he does. Then he finds a great pass into Trossard. It's small things like that which just goes to show Myles isn't just a footballer with fantastic ability. He has an eye for the game. He just doesn't see stuff. He doesn't just admire things. He thinks, okay, I've done this, but that's not enough. How can I further impact and influence the game? And I think that's what makes Mikel Arteta love him even more. He's not the sort of player who's going to show lack of attitude and lack of fight and desire to win the game, no matter the game state. And at a team like Arsenal, you need young, hungry players like that. And Myles displaying it there, it was absolutely incredible. This next sequence from Myles Skelly is going to blow your mind. Kulusevski, one of the best players in the league, one of the strongest players in the league, one of the quickest players in the league. Look at Myles Skelly chasing him down. It is an absolute joke. The energy he showed, the strength, the pace, the power to get back and bully Kulusevski off the ball. It is unheard of. Most professional footballers, that have been at the top level for a very long time, couldn't even take Kulusevski off the ball. But it isn't just that. He keeps on going. Once he's won the ball, just look at the resistance, the press resistance that's about to come from Myles Skelly in the center of the pitch. This is a real midfielder, a player who is not afraid of anything. Here, Johnson bearing him down here. Just look at the composure, takes another step here into the midfield, and look at Rice, arms out, Partey, arms out, but Myles says, I can do this on my own. I have the ability, I trust myself to be able to get out of this situation. And Brennan Johnson, one of the quickest wingers in football again, can't get anywhere near the pace and power that Myles Lewis-Skelly has. And then eventually he plays a lovely pass into the path of Havertz, and we're on our way. That, you know, I'm out of words really to describe Myles Lewis-Skelly in that sequence. We have an absolute world beater. To be able to do this from a sort of unfamiliar left back role, where of course he has the responsibility to come inside the pitch, but again, he needs to be used to those 1v1 duels, and he was. He was so up for it. The celebrations at full time, you could see the passion in his heart. But the way he plays the game as well, it is with a passion, with an aggression, with a confidence. These sort of things, these sort of fundamentals, I'll say it over and over again, it will take a footballer right to the very top. And to think he's just 18 years of age. He's just 18 years of age. His body hasn't matured. It is a joke. What a player we have.